Hi there everybody, it's Chris van die Kerk here at Bluerhino Safaris. And if you haven't heard anything from me in a while, it's the beginning of 2022 and I just finished a successful gorilla and chimp tour through Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania over December of 2021, January 2022. And we are back home safe and in one piece, and we are preparing for the next Serengeti and gorilla tour in May and June. And then the bookings start coming in for 2023. So I thought, let me get my 2023 calendar going so that you can see what we have on the cards for 2023. And the good news is that we are reverting back to the normal Serengeti tour that I've been doing for 10 years now, into East Africa, into Serengeti. And it's not going to include the gorillas and the chimps. We are going to split them up again. And the gorillas and chimps, it's a trip on their own. Serengeti, it's a trip on their own, on its own. So we are going to revert back to the normal trip, which is a longer Serengeti experience. It includes the crater, it includes Zanzibar, the coastal regions, the lakes. I've added Lake Tanganyika to this tour because it's a nice experience. And let me quickly go through the trip, and then you'll understand what's happening. So this tour is going out. It's on the website, so if you go to bluerhino.co.za, you'll see it under the 2023 tours. So you're welcome to go through there and have a look at what is available. So departure date 17th of May 2023. There's a reason for that departure date. It is because we get to a certain campsite on a certain day, and if you hit that campsite on a weekend, then it is very noisy. So with the departure date is already set, even though it seems a bit strange. Duration of the trip, 31 nights. It's camping, price $3,450 USD per person. It is about dollar-based trip because we have to pay all the accounts, in dollars, and therefore I charge it in dollars, and I base the rate on 15. So when I do the invoices, I work on 15 rand to a dollar. It's been there and thereabout for a while, so we're going to stick to the 15 US dollar per rand. But I do adjust it around about a month before the trip. I do adjust it. So if the rand goes to 14, then I adjust the final payment to go down. If the rand goes to 16, then we adjust it up a little bit. But we base it on 15 just so that everybody has the same understanding of what's happening. It includes for your camping fees, your tour charges, your park entry fees, and all of those things. But please take note, in the Serengeti, a vehicle that's above 2 tons tara weight, on your disc you'll see a weight, the tara weight. If it's above 2,000 kilos, the Serengeti and Ngorongoro Crater charges you more for that vehicle. So it's not included in my price. I only cover vehicles less than 2 ton. So I'll give you that money, you just have to pay the extra for your own vehicle. So just be aware of that. It's one of those things that people often don't think about. 16 people maximum. Around about 16 is a very nice group. I've done this tour many times, and a larger group on a longer trip is not a bad thing. So it is nice to do. So the trip is on the website. You're welcome to go through and have a look. I'm just going to explain the route to you quickly so that you understand what's going on, and then from there we can take it further. So under COVID conditions, we've had to change a few things. How we approach the borders, how much time we allow for borders, those type of things are part of the changes. I don't think in 2023 it's going to have an effect on us, but just in case, the trip is scheduled in a way that the borders are actually quite manageable. And if the border requirements for COVID has dropped and we don't need all that stuff anymore, the trip is just going to become a little bit more comfortable and drivable around the border areas. So the trip starts up here in Kasane. I normally would start in Nata, but because we want to get through, if COVID still exists and there is still reason for us to get through on a test, we'll test in South Africa, get through to Kasane for the first night, the next day into Zambia, and we're on our way. And because on the way back we are in Livingstone and sleeping in Livingstone for the night for typically COVID testing, we don't visit the falls on the way up, we visit the falls on the way down. So on day 2 we head straight through to Lusaka. We sleep in Lusaka for the night. do a bit of shopping, have a coffee, have a sami, and then travel up to the Copperbelt area for the third night. From here we onto the hot springs for a night, and because the next day is a short day, I'm only doing one night at the hot springs. Many of my guests have said recently that they would prefer to go to the Lake Tanganyika for an extra night, so rather take the second night here and move it on to Tanganyika for an extra night. So from the hot springs we head up to the border, we stage ourselves, we position ourselves ready for the border the next morning, and we do an early crossing. The earlier we get through, the easier the road gets to get to Lake Tanganyika, and if we make it in time we do 3 nights there. If we don't, we sleep on the other side of the border. So depending on how long the border will take us, we'll either go through and sleep, or we'll go through and sleep for 3 nights at Tanganyika. Scuba diving, snorkeling, boat rides, restaurant food, coffees, local beers, very nice 3 days, and this is going to be very much where your holiday starts. It's going to start down, yeah, but this is when you get your first real rest day to start chilling. After the 3 nights at Lake Tanganyika, we start heading up to Lake Victoria. 1 night in the middle here just to make the road a bit shorter, and then 2 nights at Lake Victoria itself. The 2 nights there, again, very nice, relaxing, and this is where we prepare to go into the Serengeti. So 2 nights here just to make sure that we're all set for the Serengeti, and once we are done, we head into the Serengeti for 4 nights. Again, your park fees are included, your camping fees are included, your vehicle fees are included, so all of that is already paid and done when we get there. No need to have extra money available. We go into the park. There's time for a balloon flight if you wanted to do a balloon flight. We look for the wildebeest. They should be in this region at this point in time. So we are in the Serengeti for the wildebeest. Once we've done those 4 nights, we exit and we head towards the Ngorongoro crater, where we sleep for 1 night. We go into the crater again. It's included in your park fees, or in your fees is your park fees, your crater visit. All of that stuff is in there already. So we pop down into the crater for the day, sleep on the rim, and then the next day we head out. We do a bit of touristy stuff, a bit of shopping, Maasai blankets, red bananas, all of the normal touristy stuff that we do on the way, and we sleep in Arusha for the night. It is a fairly short day, so we'll fit in a bit of shopping, we'll get the vehicle sorted out, everybody ready, and we start moving. So from Arusha, we head down towards Bagamoyo. Bagamoyo is the original capital of Tanzania in the days of Livingstone. So Bagamoyo 2 nights, just 2 nights to set ourselves, enjoy the environment, the lovely old little town. And then once we're done there, we move on to Dar es Salaam. So first night in Dar es Salaam, we'll arrive early because we're only coming from Bagamoyo. Relax a little bit, get our stuff sorted out, get our tickets for the ferry, make sure everything's in place, and the next morning early we head around on the bus, get to the ferry terminal, and we head off to Zanzibar with the ferries. So off to the ferries. On Zanzibar we do, and Zanzibar is not included in the fees because many people have done Zanzibar on their own and they don't want to do it again, but it's nice to do again. If you have the chance, it's always fun. I've done it many times and I still love doing it. But when we're at Zanzibar, we'll do the spice tour with one of the best spice guides in Tanzania, and then we will do just a walk through Stone Town. We'll visit the slave market, we'll go through the different markets and maybe have some dinner at Mercury's, but a very nice Zanzibar experience for 2 days, 1 night. You pay for yourself, your ferry tickets, everything is extra, so you have to pay for it yourself. So if you've done Zanzibar, that night is just spent in Dar es Salaam if you want to stay there, or in Bagamoyo if you want to stay there, or even hang back a little bit and catch up with us if you want to do that. There's a few options for you. I will help you to plan that. But the Zanzibar experience, in my opinion, is worth doing. So once we've done the Zanzibar night, back to Dar es Salaam for the night. The ferry arrives late in the afternoon. Back to Dar es Salaam. We have dinner in the restaurant if you feel like it, or just quickly have a meal, or otherwise just fast for the day because of all the eating that you've been doing. And then the next morning we head off towards Iringa. We sleep here for the night. The next day through to Mbeya, and we sleep there. This is another night that got added into because of COVID, because if we need COVID testing, we will do it in Mbeya and then go through to Malawi to get into Malawi. But if it's not, if the COVID testing is not required, then it's a good spot actually to stage yourself to get into Malawi, to go in. So a night in Mbeya, then 2 nights in Malawi. We carry on a little bit further, another night in Malawi, and then we head out into Zambia and we start heading home. So from here on going down, you can hang back and do extra nights in Malawi if you want to. Otherwise, we're getting ready to head back home. We have 3 nights to go to get to Livingstone. So first night in Chapata, second night in Lusaka, third night in Livingstone, and we are done with the trip. From there, you can spend more time in Livingstone. Currently, we have to test for COVID in Livingstone, so we spend the night there waiting for our results, and the next morning I head back straight to South Africa. So the route is shifted up, where I did more of Botswana on previous trips. We are now having more time a little bit further north, just because COVID is pushing us across the borders in a different way. And that is it. It's a lovely tour. It's my traditional tour, that is Serengeti, Ngorongoro, and Zanzibar. Plus Tanganyika has been added in recently, and I'm really looking forward to do this trip again. It's one of those nostalgic trips for me, because it's a little bit slower than the one I'm doing at the moment. If you do Uganda, Kenya, there's more testing, there's more borders, and doing this one is just a little bit more comfortable. So if you're interested, please let me know. I'm already taking bookings for this trip. And yes, if it's full, it's full. So please make sure that you get your booking in ASAP. Otherwise, have a great day, drive safe, and stay safe. Cheers.